This video is sponsored by Distrokid. Check out the link in the description below for 7% off your first year of Distrokid. More information about that later in this video, but for now, let's go. Hello YouTube, it's Accurate again, back with another video from the home studio, and as you saw from the title of this video, my new EP is finally done, it's finished, and it's now published on everything from Spotify to Apple Music and Deezer and Tidal and YouTube Music and all of those different services. The EP is called Weeks of Beats because I spent 5 weeks this summer to do 5 different live streams here on YouTube and making these beats live in front of you guys. The plan was to basically release all the tracks when they were finished, like week 6 or 7 in this project, but then I spent weeks and even months pretty much doubting myself and just postponing this project up until just now. November is going to be the month where I'm finishing a few different things off so I can start off the next year basically with a clean mindset and being ready to take on new projects, if that makes sense. I'm shooting this part of this video on the 16th of November, and I'm gonna make sure to have the actual EP released before I'm dropping this video on YouTube, if that makes sense. And since Distrokid was kind enough to sponsor this entire series of mine, I also want to walk you guys through my process of using Distrokid to get the tracks up and running on Spotify and iTunes and all of that. I have actually tried a few different alternatives to Distrokid before to get my music out there, and I just find Distrokid to be easier, quicker, and more straightforward than anything else, so that's what I'm using for this. Now, what is even Distrokid? What am I talking about, right? So, if you don't know at all, Distrokid is this nice and simple service that helps you to take care of all of the boring stuff that you need to do to be able to publish your own music online, on streaming services and online stores and such. So, say that I want my EP to be available on Spotify and on YouTube Music as well as on Tidal. Instead of looking up those 3 services, I can just use Distrokid to handle all of that stuff for me, as well as all the stuff with finances and royalties and stuff. What's also cool is that you pay $19.99 and then you are basically unlimited in terms of how many songs or EPs or even albums that you can upload for a year. So basically 20 bucks and upload as many songs as you wish. Kinda cool. Alright, enough talking about this service, let's actually use it and make sure that this EP gets released once and for all. So let's go into Distrokid, let's click upload, and here we are. These are the different services that I could use where I want my music to be available, so let's just leave it like that. And we're talking about a 5-song EP, previously released no, artist accurate, already hooked up to my artist account on Spotify and on Apple Music, so that's good. Now let's see, release date. Setting your release date to at least 1 week in the future increases your chances of getting added to playlists. Sure, let's set the 22nd of November at 12 AM, that's fine. Record label is Move Cut Clone, and here is the album cover. It's right there, upload, looks about right to me. The album title is Weeks of Beats, and I want it to be as cheap as possible if someone wants to buy it. It's in English, the primary genre should be hip-hop, and the secondary genre is optional, and you know, let's just leave it as it is. And this is the fun part. Track 1, song title, it's called It's All Good, like so. The audio file is right number 1. Dolby Atmos or spatial audio, nope, that's nothing for me. Songwriter, that's me though. So that's my real name, and since the samples in this project all comes from TrackLib, I need to add them as a contributor for the entire project. And that's not done here. Let's talk more about that a bit later, but for now, explicit lyrics, no, it's not a radio edit. Instrumental, I don't know, it's kind of an instrumental, but the scratch part also has words in them, so I'm gonna leave it like this. And put the track price to be as low as possible. So that's the first track. Now we just gotta do that process 4 more times and then get back to you guys. So that's the 5th and last track all done, and now we are getting into the extras. Optional, but awesome. Sure. The first one is YouTube Content ID, and that's actually something that I don't want for this, because if someone uses my beat in a video, on YouTube. I think that's fine. I don't need to copyright claim them for that, so I'm gonna leave that one unchecked. The second option here is a store maximizer, which means that Distrokid will deliver this album to new online stores and streaming services when they add them. I don't care about that for now, so no. Social phone number, no thanks. Loudness normalization, that could be an option, but I am kind of confident in the loudness of my mastered tracks here, so I'm gonna leave that one unchecked too. Shazam and iPhone Siri integration, that sounds kind of fun. I haven't done that before, so let's just check that one too. Could be fun. Tidal Master MQA, I'm not gonna care about that. Or leave a legacy, this one is kind of fun. Distrokid will never delete this album even if you cancel your account or your credit card is declined. You can always choose to delete it anytime or not. This is a cool functionality, but I'm not gonna care because I'm a regular user of Distrokid, so to speak. These ones are important. I selected YouTube Music as a store, so I won't email Distrokid later asking why did you upload my music to YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna select that one. I recorded this music, I'm authorized, I am. I'm not using any other artist's name in my song. Right, I have read and agreed to the terms. Sure. So now it goes through the works of actually uploading my data onto the server, and since I have a pretty decent internet connection, this shouldn't take more than a minute, but that depends. Done. That was easy, wasn't it? It actually was. Your release date is cutting it close. We're sending the album to stores and telling them to make it live November 22. So that means that I could be done at this point, simple as that, but in my case I need to split my revenue with Tracklib, where I got all the samples that I used for these sample-based beats that I put together. So I need to go into the splits, automatically split payments to your collaborators. Yeah. So I need to select my release. I'm gonna select my Weeks of Beats project. So for the first track here, it's all good. I'm gonna add a collaborator and I'm gonna select Tracklib. And in this case, they are getting 20% of the revenue for this beat because that's what it says in their system on Tracklib's website. And it's just a nice and simple way to make sure that everyone gets paid as they should, you know? And for the second track, Take This Shit, we are adding Tracklib again. And in this case, they are getting 10% of the revenue because that's how much of the sample I used. Not that much, and 10% is what it is. Let's fast forward the process of doing the rest of them, right? So that's done. Let's review the changes, and there we are, 2080, 1090, 1090, 1090, and 2080. That's cool. Let's save changes. And simple as that, the splits are saved and everyone gets paid as they should. Cool. And I've also gotten a few different emails from Distrokid's automated mail bot here saying that all the files I uploaded looks good. So that's cool. That was basically the process of uploading the stuff on Distrokid, and if you're not using samples that you have to like share your revenue with anyone else, it's even easier than this was. Again, 20 bucks. Kind of crazy. And just a few days later, I'm shooting this part of the video on the 22nd of November just to make sure that everything looks good, and it does. So now the EP is officially out on stuff like Spotify and Apple Music and all those different services that I've mentioned a few times by now. I also set up this hyper follow page where you can find links to this EP on a bunch of different streaming platforms, and that's also something that Distrokid is able to help you with. So that's a nice and easy way to get your audience to know about a new project that you've dropped. So do that, or go to accuratebeats.com and find the links to this EP and have a listen for yourself. I think it came out really cool. And I just gotta add too that making this 5-beat EP in front of people on YouTube for 5 weeks was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed myself doing it every single week. But it was also a little bit of a challenge to go back to the beats after the fact and make sure to arrange them and add scratch parts and mixing and mastering and such. A lot of fun, but also a challenge, and I can see myself doing something similar to this again, but not in a while, so to speak. Now, thanks a lot to Distrokid for sponsoring this video and this entire series of mine. If you want to know more about Distrokid, or if you want to try it out for yourself, there is a link down below to distrokid.com/VIP/accurate for 7% off your first yearly subscription. So that's cool. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Until then, check out accuratebeats.com for merchandise and this new EP of mine, Weeks of Beats. Until then, ha det gött!